Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com, displaying my top 10 stocks as we head into Wednesday, January 15th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin, I will do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a couple of clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represent 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol RGTI. Been doing this one on a pretty routine basis. Took a break from it, but after today's price movement, definitely updates need to be done. Very, very impressive move, especially when you factor in the context that just on Monday at the close, the price was there, and now the price has come all the way up there. So that brings about a more than valid question, because this is a very nice move, but is there any sort of genuine power behind this price movement? And I have no idea, but by using charts, we can make answering that question very straightforward. And in my mind, it all revolves around that $7 mark, which just basic technical analysis, when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support, especially in this situation. Why so? Now, I'm not saying this will occur, but for example's sake, let's say that the price were to come down here and then break down below it. What would you have at that point in time? You would quite literally have the price having gone right back to where it was. Or said another way, that would imply that the price made a great move and then went right back to where it started. And I don't mean to insult your intelligence, but that's not exactly a sign of true strength or genuine power. But to be fair, no price can just go straight up. So what happens if the price were to come down here, but instead behaves like that before it started to curl back upwards? Now all of a sudden, what would you have? Well, you'd have a set of lows there. You'd have lows down there. And if you envision each of those as stair-steps, what do you have? Well, now you have stair-steps making progress in the upwards direction, and that's the name of the game. It's all about progress. Again, nothing can go straight up, but you at least want to see signs of progress. And that's why I love charts, because they allow you to take a phrase such as signs of progress and actually make it very visual. So the quote-unquote sign of progress, again, in this situation, is being able to stay above that $7 mark. So yes, nice move today. Is there genuine power behind it? Let's see if the price can show progress. And again, progress being defined as staying above $7. Next one here, ticker symbol ERNA, and there's no need to beat around the bush. Pretty ugly looking chart right now. Started off very, very impressive on the day, all the way up there, but late day has just been bleeding. But you longer time viewers, you know what I'm going to say next. There can be opportunity in the ugly. And the situation here that stands out to me, and I should note that this is for definitely, disciplined traders, those that are going to have stop losses, honor stop losses. If you don't know what a stop loss is, you probably shouldn't even be trading, but that's a whole nother topic. But the level here that stands out to me and becomes very interesting is right here, this double bottom location, because the price, while there are no guarantees, you can see right here, did find support. And then if the price were to come down here, is it valid to think that there could be a double bottom and get a bounce upwards? Yeah, that's a valid thought to have. Again, not guaranteed, which brings us back to why risk management matters. But by no means is that some sort of crazy thought when the price does have a track record of bouncing off that area, and you have a couple moving averages here too that could provide some support. But more of the story here is, if you like penny stocks, if you like these situations where things are looking very ugly, but there's an interesting dynamic such as a potential double bottom right here, and you can be disciplined, then keep an eye on it. Next one here, ticker symbol SOUN, and let's get this drawn into play first. So we have this area of support, and then we have this tread right there as resistance. And this is what I would call a falling wedge pattern, which you would think is a bearish pattern, but is actually a bullish pattern. And it's one of my favorite patterns. Now, let me be very clear. Just because there is a bullish pattern does not mean the price is for sure going to go up. But would it be shocking? Would it catch people off guard if the price came up here and broke through that trend line, which would also basically be, you can see right there, the purple line, the 50-period moving average is essentially mimicking right now that trend line. So if it can break above both those areas, would it be shocking if that all of a sudden generated more buying pressure? Even if you just want to argue, well, that's just a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, fine. Self-fulfilling prophecy or not, it's a valid thought that if the price were to come up here and get the technical pattern breakout, that breakout in and of itself could create additional buying pressure. So it's really as straightforward as that. If you like this price range, if you like falling wedge patterns, definitely keep an eye on SOUN. Next one here, ticker symbol NMHI. Should have probably put this one previously because this is another one of these, opportunity in the ugly situations. Because yeah, this is definitely a very ugly situation. So I'm going to go through this a little quicker because you already heard me talk about it. But yes, once again, you better be a disciplined trader. But yes, things have fallen down quite a bit. But now what's occurring is the price does need to get a bit more ugly. So yeah, the price does need to come down a little bit more. But then you have this gap close location, which makes it very valid to throw out there. Could this be some sort of double bottom bounce location? No guarantees, once again, and I'm going to hammer that home. That's why risk management matters, but certainly not a random thought to have for the price to come down here and bounce from that area. In other words, if the price did bounce from right around $1.16, nobody would be like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. Wow, that was totally random. No, nobody would say that. People are like, oh yeah, that's not random because it was actually a gap closed location, and that's where things can bounce. So if you like these scenarios, if you like to play these scenarios where things are ugly and you can be very, very disciplined, then yeah, maybe this one is something you'd be interested in. Next one here, NVDA, and overall disappointing day. Keyword there being day because multiple days it's hanging in there, and I'll explain what I mean by that. But yeah, today, no doubt about it, gapped up, was looking strong, and then this is in the world of technical trading, what we would just call a gap and trap. Started there and then just dropped all the way down here. With that being said, not a disaster because this is where I would say the overall chart's hanging in there. Is the price is at least respecting that area of support right there, that green line that I talked about previously at 130.50. You can see right here, did a good job of respecting it, and then even late day, good job of respecting it. So when all the dust is settled, essentially the price is still stuck between these couple levels that I talked about previously. So top part of the sideways channel resistance, 134. Bottom part of the sideways channel support right there at 130.50. So the question mark remains intact. Who's ultimately going to win the battle? It looked like this morning, the bulls had won the battle. But yeah, that's why I said just the nasty nature of this gap and trap back inside of the channel. So maybe we can get more answers on Wednesday. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering here in a couple of days. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use, or if you're watching right at my website, there's an area on the webpage that you can use to sign up. But like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free class. Next one here, ticker symbol LAES, and got a little bit of life in this one. So it goes back to RGTI in the sense of, yeah, I mean, from where it was here to where it is right now, nice little bounce. Is there any sort of genuine power behind it? Well, let's see if the price can make some progress. So how are we going to define progress to ensure the price doesn't essentially go back to where it was? And that's where, in my mind, $3.30 is helpful because, again, if the price were to come down there and then break down through there, and all of a sudden you have the price having gone right back to where it was, not exactly a sign of genuine power for the price to make a nice bounce and then go back to where it was. But if the price can stay above 330 and curls back upwards, and again, we have a stair step there, a stair step there, and then you have stair steps progressing in the upwards direction. So in terms of what we'll call the quote-unquote progress point, $3.30, very important in that regard. As far as areas of resistance, does seem to be quite a bit of sellers right here around that 405 mark. Even going back to yesterday, you can see right here, price tried to get above it a couple of times, couldn't quite do it, and then that's also where it got rejected this afternoon, so keep a close eye on that. But yeah, to give credit where credit's due, nice bounce today. Is there genuine power behind it? Let's see if the price can show some progress. Next one, ticker symbol APLD, and I like this one mainly for this reason right here. I think a lot of people have drawn that trend line right there, so that's not like me trying to impress you or imply that that's a great discovery or I have a special talent. No, I think a lot of people have done that, and I say all that because when a lot of people are watching the same levels and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So if the price were to come up here and then break up through that level, that break in and of itself could, realistically create some good solid buying pressure. In terms of areas of support, you have a couple of key moving averages not that far away. You have the pink line there, 200 period moving average, purple line there, 50 period moving average. So in some senses, it's basically a little miniature zone of support right there. Still doesn't guarantee that the price would bounce from that area, but it goes back to the whole idea of, is it at least a logical thought process to have that the price could bounce from that area, especially when it's already bounced before right around this general area? Yeah, that's certainly a way you could look at that. But if you like to play more so the breakouts, then yeah, that is certainly a very interesting dynamic right there on whether or not the price can break through it. Next one here, ticker symbol FUBO. So let's get a couple things mapped out here. Come on now. There we go. We have our area of support. Okay, let me change that to green. Then we have our area of resistance right there, and we have ourselves another falling wedge pattern. So I don't want to really Like I said, I want to respect your time as much as possible. So a couple quick disclaimers once again, just because it's a bullish pattern doesn't mean for sure guaranteed it's going to go back upwards. But it's, like I said, one of my favorite patterns. So valid to think that the price comes up here and breaks through it. Could create some upwards buying pressure, but you can also play patterns. Maybe you like to play, well, I don't like to play the breakouts. I like to try to play the bounces off of the lower parts of the patterns. And that's another way you could potentially play this. But moral of the story, if you like stocks down below $5, you like falling wedge patterns, keep an eye on it. Next one, AIFF, and one of these that was looking pretty ugly, but it has at least shown a little bit of strength, so it's not as quite as ugly as a couple of those other ones we were looking at with the price moving upwards. Sure, the price is pulled back, but within that, at least it's given us what I would say is a realistic area where if you are looking to try to play some sort of turnaround, you have a decently well-defined resistance trend line right there. So going back to, I think a lot of other people have drawn something very similar to that. So, from the, potential self-fulfilling prophecy angle of things, if the price were to come up there and break up through it, still doesn't guarantee anything, but makes it rational. So if you like to play breakouts, interesting level to consider. And then for those of you that like to play pullbacks and think, well, I'd like for this thing to pull back more, get a little bit more ugly, because yeah, this chart's, like I said, borderline ugly. Then you do have these moving averages, both the pink line and purple line, essentially right on top of each other right now. So the 50-period moving average, 200-period moving average, guarantees nothing, but certainly more than valid and plausible to think that if the price were to come down there, you could get some sort of bounce bet. As always, risk management matters. But like I said, a couple of definitely interesting dynamics with this one. So some signs of life late day. Can it get another push to the upside? We'll see what happens on Wednesday. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and just another brutal day. Pretty close to NVDA, where we had this sideways channel, and let me actually do this just to illustrate that this sideways channel has been in effect here for the past several days here. I mean, back and forth, and then late day on Monday, got up through there, and then got the big move up here. So at that point, more than rational to think, okay, this pattern has been broken, but this was unfortunately a gap in trap, came down here, another little bit of false hope, and then back inside of the channel it goes. So today, individually, not good at all. However, looking at past several days, nothing has really changed. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean, the price is just simply still stuck inside of this sideways channel. So like I said, you kind of got to parse it out. Individually speaking today, keyword being just today, again, very rough day, especially if you're some sort of scalper that bought right there and wanted to buy and sell within 20 minutes. Hopefully you had a stop loss because that was a brutal day for you. So yes, today, rough day. Big picture wise though, the price is, like I said, basically essentially right back in the middle of this sideways channel, actually in the little slightly upper half of it. But overall, yeah, rough day, but at least Tesla's hanging in there. It's trying to, stay above that purple line right there. But at least from the overall standpoint, it's not like it came down there and blasted down through the bottom of this channel or anything like that. I'll get to Bitcoin here in just a moment, but again, for you stock traders out there, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about this tool and how it can and should be used, then definitely get signed up for the class. Like I said, it'll be in a couple days, Thursday, January 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern time, so I hope to see you there. And as far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these and you want to support the channel in a super free and easy way, if you could hit that subscribe button, it really does go a long way and it helps out very much. So definitely go get signed up for that class. And now let's talk some Bitcoin. One quick clarification here. I'm now on the 4-hour time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 4 hours instead of 30 minutes. And that's because Bitcoin is open 24/7, and I want this analysis to remain relevant for as long as possible. So by looking at the longer time frames and then walking you through some general questions, that'll keep this relevant for as long as possible. So overall though, very, very impressive bounce since the last time I did this about 24 hours ago. So let's just start with question number one. Question number one you need to ask yourself is, and let's just say you're watching this video 20 hours after I upload it. So question number one, whenever you're watching this, is where's the price at relative to that pink line there? And let's just call that 97,300. In any way, shape, or form, if you're answering the question that the price is above that area, that is a good thing because that would imply that this moving average here has been broken. As of right now, you can see it's struggling. So even if you're saying, well, Clay, actually the price is slightly above it, that's good. That means a breakout has occurred. Now, how good of a situation, how good of a breakout? Well, common sense will take you far. How far above that pink line is it? Right here, again, yeah, that's good. If the price is way up here, obviously that's, or hopefully, obviously, that's even better from a breakout standpoint. Now, maybe you're saying, well, Clay, actually the price is still down below that pink line. Okay, next immediate question is, where's the price at relative to 92,000? As long as you're saying the price is still above there, then overall that's fine. I mean, the price, if it's down around here somewhere, that just means that it's chopping around, but you really don't want to see the price dropping down back down below 92,000. So first question, where's the price at relative to the pink line? If it's still below it, just make sure the price is above 92,000. If it's not, then yeah, that's where things start to get shaky. But as of right now, as I speak, the price is knocking on the door of that pink line, so we'll see if the bulls can push through. And as I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a crypto and Bitcoin trader to get signed up for this free class, because what you'll learn about can and certainly should be used within the world of Bitcoin and crypto. So as mentioned, it'll be in a couple days, Thursday, January 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely go get signed up. And as I mentioned earlier, if you appreciate these top 10 videos, if you like me doing Bitcoin, then please support the channel. And an easy way to do that, like I said, is just to hit that subscribe button. So thanks for watching, and make sure you go get signed up for that free class.